Welcome to another episode of the Movie Brothas. I'm Ant and this is Kev. Thank you for joining us for another episode. Today we were reviewing the film Suicide Squad. Okay, it's rated PG-13, has a runtime of 2 hours and 3 minutes. This is an action adventure. In this film we have a secret government agency that recruits the nastiest of the nasty supervillains to go on a dangerous mission for clemency.
This film was directed by David Ayer, who brought us Fury, End of Watch. Great movie.
Yes, love both of
fantastic
those. Director.
It stars Will Smith, Margot Robbie, Jared Leto, Viola Davis, the great Viola Davis.
Yes.
I love her work.
Me too.
Jai Courtney, Adwele Agbaje, and Cara Delevingne. What do you say we take a look at the trailer?
Let's do it.
Is this the real life?
Let me out of here, Donald, please.
Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide. No escape from reality.
I want to assemble a task force of the most dangerous people on the planet.
They're bad guys. Worst of the worst.
Too late. Open the gate. My time has come. Send shivers down my spine.
Was this cheerleading trials?
All the time.
Hi, boys.
Goodbye, everybody.
Deadshot. Guy shoots people. He's a crocodile and he eats people. Burns people. You're possessed by a witch. And she's just crazy.
What was that? I should kill everyone and escape? Sorry. The voices. I'm kidding. That's not what they really said.
Nothing really matters to
See, I'm prepared today, y'all. I already knew.
All right, let's keep it
tissue,
real.
Tito?
I'm good. Let's keep it real. Time Warner, owner of DC Comics, okay, DC Entertainment, they've been playing catch up with Marvel for years now. In many ways, and that's a shame because in many ways they should be uniquely positioned to convert their comic book properties to films, even more so than Marvel. Okay, I mean, Time Warner owns DC. They own Warner Brothers. Okay,
Yeah.
So they have all the resources to do this and do it correctly, but they just can't get out of their own way and take the suits and kick them the hell out of the creative process and let the people who do know creation, do know how to creatively do this, let them do their jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, do you at least think DC is taking a step in the right direction?
I think they're taking a half step in the right direction. At the very least, these films, Batman vs. Superman, Suicide Squad, they all exist in the same universe now, and they reference certain things that have happened. For example, Superman, as a result of what happened in BVS, Batman vs. Superman is non-existent right now. Okay, he's out of the picture, and I'm not going to spoil how that happens for you guys who haven't seen the movie, but I do like the fact that they are trying to build a world.
Yeah.
I just question how they're going about building
Okay.
it.
Kev, I think you're even being generous with saying they're taking a half step in the right direction. I mean, overall, for me, this film is the same old crap. I had a couple of things, which I'll get into in just a moment, of things that I actually liked about the film. But for a film to be 2 hours long and $15 out of my pocket later, I need to like more than just a couple of things about your film.
Okay, and that's understandable. I mean, I can't really defend it, at least not like I want to be able to defend it. I personally think that the critics are being a little too uptight in a lot of ways, and I think there are a lot of reasons for that. Bottom line is that DC is taking a darker, more mature approach, and Warner Brothers taking a more mature approach to this, and they're expecting that you come into this film with a lot more backstory and knowledge that they're willing to give you. Okay, whereas with Marvel, it's all popcorn, peanut butter, cotton candy, and they're giving you everything. They're spoon feeding you everything that you need in order to try to get into these films. DC and Warner Brothers, they're taking the exact opposite approach, and I think that hurts them in some ways.
Yeah, I can feel you on that point. Keep the popcorn and the cotton candy. I'm definitely game for the darker, more dangerous world. That's kind of, you know, what's up my alley. I'm feeling that piece. Don't have a problem there. The issue I have is with the story itself, or lack thereof, Kev. I mean, we get paraphrasing a couple of sentences from Enchantress, you know, why she's ready to tear up the whole freaking destroy the whole world. And I'm just like, things don't make sense. You had mentioned backstory. We don't get backstory on everybody. And here's my biggest problem I have with Marvel and DC. You guys are adapting these comic books into these feature films. You're coming into our world, you know, our world being the theater. You owe it to the everyday film goer, somebody like myself, to give me the complete story. When you don't do that, you are doing us a disservice, okay? And then you have stuff where you got a bunch of characters in the freaking movie like this one that sucked. Joker was a caricature to me. Boomerang? What? Yeah. Diablo, ese, Enchantress. No, this is what they did in the movie. I'm not even trying to trip. Killer Croc. Oh my gosh, I got y'all. We got a black crocodile in the movie, and I'll tell you why in a moment. I said a couple of things that I liked in the film. The acting, you know, acting was solid. Acting was solid across the board. I did happen to like two characters. I liked Deadshot, played by Will Smith. He was on point, some great lines in the film. And then Margot Robbie, who plays Harley Quinn, man, she nailed it. She was dead on the money. But outside of that, real suspect. Real suspect.
I happen to like Jared Leto's Joker. I like Viola Davis. She brought the right kind of gruffness and superiority, or sense of superiority, to the role. She knows and she feels that she's above all of these villains who think that she should be fearing them. She doesn't fear them at all. Okay, because she always is 2 or 3 steps ahead of everybody.
She's tough, man. She's tough in this film.
And so I enjoyed that aspect of it. I liked not Will Smith. I love Will Smith in this movie as well. But I like how Batman shows up, okay? Ben Affleck shows up in this film as Batman. I like how we get a peek of the Flash, okay, in this film. I liked all of those things, but we just don't get enough of it. And like I said, it feels more like it should have been, or wanted to be, a Batman film than it does a Suicide Squad film, which ordinarily I wouldn't have a problem with, but in this particular case, it defeats the purpose.
Yeah. I got really pissed, man, in the portrayal of Killer Croc. Okay, I told y'all we got a black crocodile in the movie. You know, he's basically relegated to some black stereotypical little lines in the movie. I get that that's their way of telling us that it's a black guy, right? Because we don't get no backstory on him. I had to go and do my own damn research and figure out who the hell he is.
That's a solid point, because we get to see Batman taking down the Joker, Harley Quinn, Deadshot at the beginning of the film, so we know that they are his nemesis.
Yeah.
But we don't get that with Killer Croc.
And actually, he has a very, very interesting story. Man, Waylon Jones is his name. He comes from a troubled childhood and abused and has a skin problem and all this kind of stuff. Cool, but we don't get any of that. Again, like I said, we get these little one-liners. It's a hot ghetto mess, and right, all of these criminals, they're locked up, right? They're being brought out to go on this mission. Everybody's trying to get some clemency. Hey, take some time off of my sentence, or I want to go see my family. Guess what this fool asked for?
What's that?
BET. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. He asked for BET. And we see this fool sitting in prison watching Late Night Uncut.
Yeah.
So he's about one step away. I'm surprised they didn't have him drinking a 42. You know, I was expecting that to come next, but you got that kind of crap going on. I'm like, are y'all serious? Are y'all serious?
And Ant's not kidding. I mean, it does more or less go down that way. You know, and your superhero movie is only going to be as strong as your villain. And Enchantress, as the main villain of this film, you know, really causes the film to take a hit. I thought that Enchantress at first was suitably creepy as hell Okay.
Yes.
And really kind of cool. But the longer the film goes on, the less her motivations are clear to us, and the more she becomes Aaliyah and Queen of the Damned. Just
Aaliyah,
kind of
Queen of the
floating
Damned.
around,
Yeah.
and her trying to be all sultry and sexy and everything, and
And it
just
don't
not
work.
working.
Yeah, it's not fly.
So the bottom line is that I understand what your criticisms are. I can't really defend it as much as I'd like to. I can only say that I do feel like DC is starting to kind of come around and turn the corner a little bit.
Okay.
And hopefully that once Wonder Woman comes around and Justice League comes around, they have their act together.
Quick question for you, Kev.
Okay.
Right, I love the animated. I grew up watching Batman, the animated series and stuff. Why aren't some of these stories, that are these comic books that are being adapted to feature films, being animated? Why are they all live action? It seems like it would be a natural progression to, instead of making them all straight to DVD like they're doing, turn them into,
Well, that's the trend now. That's the
big
trend
screen.
now. And, these studios feel like they can make money making these comic book characters into feature films. And they can if they do it correctly. They would be sitting on a treasure trove if they knew how to do it right. DC, Warner Brothers, they own the most popular comic book characters in the world. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman. They own all these characters.
Yeah.
Okay? They should be able to throw all the resources in the world into making these movies great. But they had too many suits in the boardroom making decisions on what should be done creatively.
Yeah.
And that hurts them.
Yeah. Well, sir, can we throw some points on this thing?
Yes, we can, my brother.
All right, I'll go first if that's okay with you, my brother.
Please do.
Okay. Y'all, if you can't tell, I am not feeling this film, okay? Like I said, it's more of the same. I don't have an answer for this. I don't know how long this is going to continue. But for what we got, what we were seeing here, like I said, there's not much of a story here. Not feeling the majority of the characters in the film. It gets a 5 out of 10 from me.
Okay, there is a little bit of a story there. I do like how they're trying to build off of the world they created with Batman vs. Superman. That helps from a continuity standpoint, but there are just too many missteps in this movie for me to just flat out recommend that you go out and see it. If you are not already familiar with these characters, familiar with the concept of Suicide Squad and what they are there for, you may find yourself wanting. Okay, I give this movie a 6.5 out of 10. Okay, see it at your own risk, and let's hope that the next movie is better.
Yes, let's hope. Let's hope so. So hey, that's our show. You got a 6.5 from Kev. You got a 5 from me. You guys need to decide. Okay, want to take a quick moment to just thank all of our followers on social media, in our Facebook group, Instagram,
Yes.
Twitter, those that currently subscribe to our channel. Thank you
Which
so
you all
much.
should, please do.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't know what you're missing out on unless you subscribe.
Absolutely. So, I know we're always asking for subscribers and followers, but rarely take the time out to thank our current folks that we have on our team and in our
Right.
community. So, we want to take the time out to do that. From the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate your support, and it means a lot to us. This is why we do what we do.
Check out the website too.
Yeah.
There are plenty of movies that Ant and I review that don't make it onto the YouTube channel. Check out our website so you can see our written reviews as well. We got a lot of good content out there.
No doubt. We are the Movie Brothers. I'm Ant. This is Kev. And this is the place, the one and only place where we bring you nothing but the real on the real. Peace.